Hello, I'm Julie Beattie. I'm the founder and director of At the Bus. At the Bus offers a therapeutic intervention to young people at a time when they most need it.
Hi, I'm Joanna Vestey. I'm a photographer based in Oxford. I'm interested in many aspects of photography. One area particularly that I'm always interested in is what it can do and what areas it can highlight.
Having seen the extraordinary work that Joanna did with custodians for COVID, I was totally inspired by what a fantastic way this was to highlight the emptiness of theatres. And as I looked at it and watched it expand, I plucked up courage to ask Jo whether she might do something for At the Bus. I thought the work was so inspirational. And I came up with this idea that if we had some of our supporters photographed with a mask on, perhaps we could highlight the importance of the work that At the Bus is doing.
I was so touched when Julie came to chat to me about whether I might help out and shape a project with her. And as she talked through her idea, she was thinking about how to connect back a photographic project with custodians for COVID. And she had this lovely idea of getting sitters in masks that would not necessarily just reflect the time of COVID, but also the so many challenges that the children that she works with have with communication and the kind of the inner struggles that so many people are affected by. So it just seemed a really, really lovely way to be able to help and to get involved with the great work of At the Bus. As the project took shape, we managed to get 24 sitters on board who incredibly generously all said, they had the time and they'd love to support the charity. So we figured out a strategy of how between lockdowns we could make it work. And the route that I chose, I really wanted to reflect that it was a really intimate moment. And actually there was a degree of trust where people were letting me into their private spaces in a time where, everybody was slightly on edge and anxious about what was going on. So over the course of a month, I met up with all 24 people and I had a certain set of boundaries. So I had a stool, which was 2 meters from my tripod. So I invited everybody to sit on the stool in daylight, so no lighting. I just went on my own. And I chose to use film in an old Hasselblad. I just wanted to really slow down and really have that kind of moment with the person who I was photographing with and not be worrying about too much kit and too much light and all sorts of other distractions. And it just felt a really intimate moment. But it was a really nice way to work, actually.
I think this project highlights an awful lot of things for me. I think when I asked Jo whether she would collaborate on this project, I'm not sure if I really realised how important it was, the idea of people wearing masks, not being able to see people's expressions, how many of our children were sort of masked metaphorically. They were in lockdown, they couldn't see their friends, they couldn't play sports together, they couldn't go to school together. And I think Jo said something very interesting, that people were on edge. And I think our children are always on edge. Our children who attend the bus, whether they're primary school children or secondary school children, they are on edge and they're incapable of engaging with their education because there's some anxiety and there's some worry. Is it social? Is it because they can't do the work? Is it because there's something going on at home? So a project like this really highlights, A, what we're trying to do with children who might feel they don't want to talk, or children who are feeling excluded. But it also highlights how many people support the mental health and the well-being of children, and how it is so important for a charity to raise funds. And to have someone like Jo and all the sitters to work with somehow gives us that extra boost and obviously financial support to continue the vital work. And the work is now going to be more vital. When we come out of this final lockdown, I hope, our work is going to be really much more important. So let us take the mask off, let our children speak, let them express themselves through communication and through art, which is, of course, the most important for what we do.
We're selling limited edition prints and our aim is to raise £150,000 through these print sales. This will enable At the Bus to deliver 5,000 hours of artist therapy. So if you can help us, do jump on board and spread the word, buy a print. All of them are available to see on the At the Bus website, which is atthebus.org.uk.
I would just like to say an enormous thanks to Jo Vestey and the wonderful sitters. Without them, this project would never have happened. Thank you.